We're going to go through some kind of real world use cases for how you could implement custom events. So the first example we have is equipment performance monitoring. And this is a really interesting one because it's not actual behavior that the contact or the customer took. It is something that is happening that is related to them, but they may not even be aware that it's going on. So here we've got a contact, Jordan Smith, who is a customer at an internet service provider. They are renting a router, and that internet service provider wants to monitor how that equipment is performing. So we've got a custom event here for an equipment error. And here we're capturing a bunch of those custom event properties: error name, error code, the type of equipment, the model number, and the priority of the error. So this is all stuff that is being sent from the router. This is probably a custom API setup. There's also, because we're capturing all of this property information, there's automation that we can do to help support this customer. I have a workflow here that is triggering off of equipment error. So anytime an error happens, we are going to enroll them in this workflow. And basically what we're looking at is different properties within that event and branching off of them so you can treat different types of errors differently. This first branch is looking at the equipment type. So if you have different support teams for routers versus modems, you can notify someone on your router team that that error code was sent. Down the modem branch, I've also branched on the priority of the equipment error. So if we've got a high priority error code, we might want to send that to a different team that's responsible for like urgent customer support versus a low priority error code, which the customer might be able to fix themselves, or it might resolve by itself after a certain amount of time. But these are just examples of like how you could treat custom events differently in terms of segmentation. This is also the example I was talking about where custom events on a custom object would be helpful, because we have a custom object up here for the equipment, and we have been triggering the error onto the contact record. Whereas it would be great to be able to look at this router and see all of the errors that have occurred there. And then because one router may be associated with multiple different contacts.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be a perfect solve for you guys there.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. That is something that, like I said, is probably using the custom API setup.